You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your full roster of weekly spoilers for the NBC streaming soap opera for the week of January 1st through 5th. We have at least 4 spoilers for every day of next week, but on a couple of them, we actually have 5. That's exciting stuff. I can't wait to unpack it. So if you haven't already, please reach down and click subscribe. And now let's dig in. Real quick for context, I'm going to tell you what's happening on Thursday the 28th and Friday the 29th, because there are important events on those 2 days to explain some of the spoilers we're going to have for next week. And if you don't know this, then you won't get that. So let's do it real quick. Thursday the 28th, Leo once again interrupts Sloan and Eric as they're spending time with baby Jude on Christmas. Nicole has her initial therapy session with Dr. Marlena. Chanel supports her mom, who meets with Kayla to talk about how to manage her condition. And Constantine, awful Constantine, is kidnapped in the park. Hopefully he'll be long gone, but I doubt it. Nobody would miss him, right? Friday, December 29th, New Year's Eve party at the Bistro, aka Pill Popping Central. Holly is popping pills already while getting ready for her first date with Tate. Nicole almost catches her. Then Holly decides to give him a big kiss before they even leave. Sounds like she is hopped up on some drugs. Leo is trying to get back his lady whistleblower job, and Sarah goes over to see Victoria, who's at Xander's, and she notices that their daughter has a fever. And Chanel and Johnny talk about her mom's medical issues and her worries on New Year's Eve. Now, next week, we have got Monday, January 1st, 2024, season 59, episode 91 of Days of Our Lives. Tate Donovan finds Holly Jonas out of it, unconscious. She is a victim of tainted pills she was popping that no doubt came from awful Clyde's drug pipeline. Nicole Walker is completely distraught over her daughter's possibly deadly overdose. Meanwhile, happier news, Paulina and Abe celebrate the new year together. But in worse news, Harris grills Ava and Stefan after Holly's overdose. I don't think he suspects them. It's just that she was at the bistro when it happened, it looks like. Alex Kiriakis has a theory that Tate was involved in Holly's overdose, and his girlfriend, Theresa Donovan, does not like that, and she rages at him about it. Then Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024 is season 59, episode 92. Clyde Weston has orders he expects Ava and Stefan DiMera to follow, but they are very challenged by these, especially in the wake of this overdose. EJ decides he's going to make Tate pay for his stepdaughter Holly's overdose, and he has the kid arrested. Tripp Johnson confronts his mom, Ava, and demands to know if she is part of this drug ring plaguing Salem. And EJ confronts Stefan because he knows that Stefan is part of the drug ring plaguing Salem. Then we move on to Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024, which is season 59, episode 93. Nicole is sitting vigil at Holly's bedside. She is very worried. If you remember from the Day of Days promo, Holly Jonas is on a ventilator. So it looks like some of these pills, I read a spoiler that says Clyde's pills are tainted with fentanyl, and a bunch of young people have died of overdoses. And this is definitely, as much as Days shoots 6 months ahead of time, this is still ripped from the headlines, because fentanyl being cut into all kinds of drugs, including illegal prescription drugs, is an epidemic, and it is coming from outside our country, being brought into our country. It's killing people. It's awful. And Holly is one of these cases, a lot like real life. So it's very sad, and it's very disturbing, not just for soap reasons, but for real life drug crisis reasons. Then EJ and Stefan on Wednesday are having a very nasty argument, I'm sure, about the drug ring when Everett Lynch walks up on them. And of course, Everett has been very interested in covering the drug ring. He asked Harris for a ride along when Harris was heading out to do some police business, and Harris has put him off. But if Everett gets the scent of Stefan being involved, he may go all investigative journalist on them, which would be very interesting. Meanwhile, Chad and Julie talk about loss and how to move forward. I'm sure this is more of him being upset about the breakup with Stephanie, but also that it's down to his residual feelings for Abigail. I have heard rumors, and I talked about him here. I did a standalone video about it, where they may actually have recast Abby. Anna Lynn McCord is coming to Days of Our Lives in the next few months, and I wonder if she's going to come back on the anniversary of her death, perhaps as an amnesiac, something like that, because usually people who are revived by Rolf have memory issues. And, you know, since she was married to a DiMera, Rolf might have definitely done that, but he might have kept her in cold storage because he didn't know how she was going to come out. You never know with Rolf. So that same day, midweek, Sloan Peterson is really annoyed with Leo Stark because his spending habits are out of control and she needs him to rein it in, or she is not going to be able to keep paying for all his expenses. And I think he's being pretty awful right now. I mean, go tell the truth. Don't blackmail. He's just being very self-serving. So I don't feel bad for him at all. I only feel bad for Nicole and Eric, maybe a little for EJ. Thursday, January 4th, 2024, season 59, episode 94, Chanel and Johnny hit the sheets as they celebrate New Year's Eve. Tate confesses, but it's a false confession and it is not believed, but he still won't back down on his confession. That's kind of interesting. Brady Black is very upset about his son being arrested and about Holly's overdose, and John Black is there to offer his son reassurance. And Abe tells Paulina he's really sorry, but he just cannot do the deed with her. #awkward. Friday, January 5th, 2024 is season 59, episode 95. EJ decides to revoke Tate's bail, and once word spreads of what he's done, everyone is shocked. Tate is scared, and Theresa and Brady try and comfort him. It sounds like EJ might even be trying to toss Tate into Statesville. Wrong prison, wrong soap. Statesville. Pentonville is over in General Hospital. So I wonder if EJ is going to try him as an adult and throw him into Statesville, which would be horrible. But EJ, as we know, can be really horrible. So Xander asks Sarah to move in with him late next week, and I think she's going to take him up on it. They are rekindling left and right. It's exciting. Wendy Shin is packing to leave for China, but Tripp has bad news for her. I think he's having second thoughts about going along because he thinks his mom has gotten herself into trouble, and he's not wrong. I also have 3 undated spoilers for the week of January 1st through 5th. A grandparent finally sees a grandchild. I think that might be Maggie Horton coming up to the hospital to see Holly Jonas. Someone wants to infiltrate the Salem drug scene. It could be Harris. It could be Lucas, because we know that Harris asks Lucas to involved. But after that spoiler about Everett hearing EJ and Stefan arguing, I'm wondering if it might be Everett doing some undercover reporting that could put his life at risk. And lots of people suddenly have affection for someone in trouble. Could be Tate, could be Holly, could be both. We'll see. That's everything we have for next week. If you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe. Definitely drop your comments on what you're excited to see next week. And be sure to come back every single day of the week, because I'm here talking days with you all 7 days of every single week all year long. Happy New Year to everybody. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.